They're so friendly. They're so friendly. I make jumpers out of you guys. Do you know that? Okay, Elsie, I think we're rolling. Hello everybody and welcome to my little YouTube channel. My name is Nina and I'm an artist living in the south of France. And I'd just like to say a huge thank you to everybody who's been watching and subscribing and commenting. I tell you, it takes so long to set up this scenario that I am extremely grateful that you are out there watching it, because otherwise I'd be wasting my time. As a little side note, I would just like to say how unrelaxed I feel when I'm filming this bit. I love doing all the kind of montages and things, sitting down and talking to a camera, which is actually you. You are there listening to me. So I'm trying to now imagine you there, and I'm just having a cup of tea and we're having a chat. So a little catch up. In the past week, I have been house sitting, dog sitting for a dear friend of mine. And during that week, we went to visit an Angora Goat Farm. Angora goats make mohair, which is a yarn that I use nearly in everything that I'm making these days, either by itself, like the one I'm wearing, which is just pure mohair, or, you know, a single strand with another yarn. So I'm a huge fan of mohair. Luckily, I don't find it my skin is not too sensitive, so I can wear it without too much problem. And yeah, so we've got this goat farm that's not so far from where we live, and we visited them a couple of years ago actually. It was super fun. Mika really enjoyed himself there. And this time we went to visit them when they were getting sheared. So that's super fun. So you're going to see that later on. And I'm also going to talk about the pullover that I'm wearing. I'll talk about that later, but it's made with 2 strands of mohair. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about this one, which is also pure mohair. You see there's a theme going in this video. I'm going to talk about this one. I'll put that on later as well so you can have a look at it. So anyway, let's get to the farm. Bye bye, Sirius. Yeah. We'll be back soon. Are you ready? Yeah. Allez, let's go. It's not that cold, really. Why you got your hood up? Get in the car. Are you getting the feeling they're kind? I think they're friendly, huh? Yeah, so just to say a little bit more about this farm, Masha Ziablikova, the farmer, his name is Arthur, and he used to have goats for milk, and he then switched to raising Angora goats for Mohair. He's got around 60 goats, I think, maybe more, and what I found really touching was how sweet they are with the animals. Really, I felt that they were super well cared for. They looked happy and content. When they were shearing them, they took such good care of them. They made sure that they didn't get hurt at all, like scratched. And I spoke briefly to the shearer, whose name is Francis, I believe, who's told me he'd been doing it since he was a young man, and he really was super skilled. The animals looked like they were at the spa, you know, like super relaxed. You'll see that later, it's quite fun. Also, their farm is a campsite, so in the summer people visit there, and I think they have a couple of little cabins that people can stay. Very sweet. If you're ever coming to the south of France, must come and visit them. So before we go goat shearing, I wanted to talk a little bit about this lovely sweater that I'm wearing. It is made from 2 strands of mohair, and it produces the most soft, cozy fabric, which I think is perfect for spring knits, because it's certainly quite cozy. Like right now I'm sitting and I'm not cold at all. But at the same time, it's super light. So really perfect for spring. And I first discovered this designer on Instagram. She's Not a Day Without Knitting. And I found I did the gal sweater, which is the next one that I'll talk about. I knitted that first. And I found it incredibly easy. The pattern was super easy to follow. So I was quite keen to do another one of her sweaters. So this is the October Day sweater by Not a Day Without Knitting, Masha Ziablikova. And I knitted it with 2 strands of the mohair from a little company who do beautiful hand dyes as well, a French company called Hélène. I discovered her yarns at the Lyon Knit Festival a couple of years ago. I bought this pink mohair to make the sweater that is coming. And I found the mohair like unbelievably soft, like not at all scratchy. So checking out her website, I saw this kind of violet color. It's called Peruma. And I love this color. I think it's a really sweet color for springtime. So I think this will be my go-to sweater for spring. And it's knitted bottom up. And what else to say? It's got short rows on the back. And despite it looking, I think, pretty complicated, it's not complicated at all. It's actually very, very straightforward. And she makes little diagrams in her patterns that at first I was like, oh, what does that mean? But then when you get there, you discover, oh, that's super helpful. And with the short rows, she had a little diagram with arrows going around, and it made everything really easy to follow. So couldn't recommend her patterns enough. Definitely check her out. Not a Day Without Knitting. And Hélène, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mohair. I think she calls it Yagi. So one more thing to say. Maybe I'll stand up. I don't know if you see it. I've done a little French tuck, as often happens. But it's quite oversized, which I kind of did half deliberately, like the sleeves come way down. But I like that actually. I like that feeling of long sleeves. But it's definitely much roomier sweater than perhaps I had planned for. But actually, I like the final result. So now I think it's time to go shearing. Hey, don't eat the phone. I'm trying to eat the phone. A bit of an underbite, this guy. Who's next? C'est pas grave. It's just a haircut. Oh, so nice. Do you think they feel quite happy with their haircut?
Yeah, they are really, it's a relief for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look quite... They're all scratching themselves. And...
Yeah.
Do you feel better now? Cleaned up. Before. And... after. I have to say, those goats were so adorable. I could easily have taken one of those little ones home with me. Okay, so I've got my gal sweater on now, and actually putting it on today. I haven't worn this for a long time because it's been winter, and this is more of a spring summer knit. And I've kind of fallen in love with it all over again. It's just so, I love these sleeves. Look, I love the kind of, I don't know, wide sleeve. There's no ribbing on the end. But there's, because of the pattern, there's a slight curve. I love the sleeves. I don't know if you can see them. I love the wide ending of the sleeves. This beautiful thing has got a tie in the middle. And I knitted little, what do you call it? My brain fog. I don't know if anyone's out there that can sympathise. Comments below if you can. I-cord. Yeah, so it's got little I-cords. It's got a little I-cord casing, which I thought again would be really complicated. When I knitted this, I wasn't a super experienced knitter, certainly not with lace knitting. So doing an all-over lace knit with like a casing and short rows was daunting. But as I mentioned before in this video, Masha's patterns are really easy to follow, and I was amazed how I could do all this lace and raglan and short rows, and it was clear. And to knit this one, I used this beautiful color. Again, I'll put it on the screen, from Eleni Ilen, as I mentioned before. And I just love this mohair. You can't see, maybe, I mean, it's very subtle, but it's not a solid color. So I love the subtle changes, and it's very, very soft. I can feel it, but it's not, because this one is directly on my skin. Yeah, when I wore the lilac one, I had a long sleeve, like a very fine long sleeve vest underneath. vest. We call it's like an underwear type thing. I think vest in America is a jacket. Is that right? Comments below. Yeah, so I can feel it, but it doesn't bother me. So I knitted this one, and then my friends fell in love with it, and she said, "Oh, my daughter-in-law would love that." So I knitted her one, but she didn't want the I-cord, so which was really easy. You could knit it without the I-cord. And afterwards, I was a bit jealous because I wanted that one. I wanted it without the I-cord. But putting this on today, I've kind of fallen in love with it again. I thought before that my I-cord landed a little bit too high, like not at my waist. And that bothered me ever so slightly. But putting it on today, actually, it doesn't bother me really at all. And I'm really excited to start wearing this because spring is springing and things are starting to look a bit brighter. A little bit about acquisitions. Very exciting. I received the most amazing gift. I adore this company. Have you seen them? It's called Muud, and they do knitting accessories. And honestly, I saw their website and I kind of fell in love. And then they were so kind to gift me this. So here it is, my beauty. And it couldn't have been a more perfect gift for me because before that, I was kind of doing this kind of scenario. It's not as elegant. Which would you prefer? I'm so happy, you know. I just want to go traveling so I can take my beautiful leather pouch with me. But look, it's so beautiful. I have now transplanted all of my most important things. So a big thank you to Muud. I'm going to put a link below. Oh, forgot to say all the things that I'm mentioning. The yarns and the patterns and the beautiful accessories and the farm and my art shop and all of the things I'm talking about. I'm going to put down in the show notes below so you can check that out. I wanted to say thank you again for taking the time to watch. I mean, there's so many choices out there. The fact that you sat down, hopefully with a cup of tea, and watched all of this just warms my heart. And I would love it if you if you've got time, we don't all have the time, but if you've got time, let me know who you are and where you are in the world. And are you a knitter or are you not a knitter? And if you're a knitter, what are you knitting? Any exciting spring projects? I'd love to know, basically be in touch a little bit. And I read all the messages and I think hopefully I reply to all of them. So it would be really lovely to meet you and know who you are and where you come from. So with that, I will say goodbye for now. And I'm going to give you a teaser for the next one. hold that thought. The twigs. I think maybe if you watched the last one, you heard me mention the twigs, and you saw me hold up something that doesn't look like this twigs. The whole story I am trying to capture, and I feel like I am making some headway with this baby. So this one will definitely be the subject of my next video. I also want to talk a bit more about my art, because there are some little undercurrents of things going on in the art department as well. Anyways, the next one will be about the twigs. Oh, and if you haven't, it would be amazing if you could subscribe, because then you will get to see immediately when I post a new video. And also, if you know anyone that might enjoy this content, feel free to share. Have a wonderful day. I send you lots of love, and I hope to see you here in the not too distant future. Oh. Stay there, please. Oh, hola. Let's see your jacket. Oh my, you must see. Do you remember the last time you were here and one of them like butted you up the butt? I faff around so much, you know. I don't look like this normally. You know, I have to curl my hair, do my makeup. I have to tidy up because the place is normally a mess, and light the candles, set up the tripod, and get my phone in the right place, and sort out the sound. And honestly, I'm not really a pro at this. Maybe it's going to get easier. I think it will get easier. You've got a soft bum. You want to see what's going on? You like that, huh? I've got Mohair in my gloves. They remind me of you. Oh, by the way, I got sheared this morning. Chop. And Elsie got sheared. Okay, Elsie, it's your turn. You're going to get sheared, and we see you later. Bye, love. Oh, you are please. Shall we go?